Hello angels, it is the CEO of the Angel Collection and I'm back with another Monday motivation. Okay, so today we're going to be singing the song Can I Get a Refill? Can I get a refill? Let me stop playing with y'all. But yeah, today's topic is can I get a refill? Now what I mean by a refill is not filling my cup up with another drink. I'm talking about filling my cup as though my body is the glass. If I'm constantly pouring out into other people instead of pouring into myself, eventually I'm not going to have anything left to give. We need to start normalizing self-care days. We need to start normalizing taking care of ourselves, having more clear boundaries by saying no, just refilling our own cup. We have a gift sometimes about ourselves that we tend to over pour into situations that don't really need to be poured into. The way that we, like show up for other people, the way we show up for friends and family for different situations, to be that helping hand or to be that person to pour into and extend our gifts and our passions to other people. But then when it comes to us, it's like you give the bare minimum. Make sure that whenever you are in multiple situations or a situation where you feel like you're overextending or you're over stimulating yourself with things that are low vibrational, make sure you take that break. Make sure you eventually start saying no, start setting boundaries, stop answering the phone, stop showing up, because at the end of the day, we are human and we cannot keep running off of fumes thinking that we are going to get ahead, because eventually our body is going to stop. It's going to put itself at a halt until we can recharge and actually rest properly, eat the proper foods we need to be eating, all of that stuff. If we're not taking care of self, how are we taking care of others and their situations and what they're going through? It's not going to work. Technology breaks, meaning sign off of social media for a week or two or months. Sign off for a second, like physically, digitally, mentally clock out for a second and recharge yourself up. You're running on fumes, you're constantly pouring into other people, and you're left with nothing. You're wondering why you're so exhausted. You're wondering why every time you get a chance to sit down and take a break, you get sick. Or you're wondering why your immune system is so jacked up. It's because you're not resting, you're not recharging yourself, and you're running off of nothing. I'm saying not to help people or don't be, that person that they can run to or whatever, but make sure you're running for yourself too. Make sure that you're running off of the proper fuel that you need to continue. When we're pouring our glasses into other people, we're not supposed to be doing that, because eventually you keep pouring out that water, keep pouring out that knowledge and that inspiration and motivation, you're going to be left with nothing. We need to fill our cup up so much that it overflows into the people that are surrounding us and in our lives. That is a hard thing to do, to constantly, take a step back and be like, you know what, I'm going to take today off and take a nap, or I'm going to take today off and go get a pedicure. I'm going to take off today and read a book. Whatever your self-care thing is, whatever your go-to peace activity is, make sure you give that to yourself. Make sure you're taking care of self, especially mentally. We mentally deal with so many things, so many thoughts from other people, that we get clouded, we get crowded in our brain. We start losing the lack of motivation. We start losing our creativity. We start losing a lot of things when we're constantly giving to others. Why do we need a refill? It's simple. We need a refill so that we are able to properly function on our own before we can properly function in other people's lives. You have to be your peace. You have to be your joy. You have to be your own doctor. You got to be your motivator. You got to be your everything. You got to be yourself wholeheartedly. You can't give half-ass love, half-ass situations to yourself. No. You give people enough to the point where you can set your boundary when you say, enough is enough. I'm not going to answer the phone today because I don't have the energy. I am not in the mood. I am not in the headspace to accept the things that you are trying to put onto me or project onto me. I'm not here for it today. Set boundaries. Just say no. Space for self-care. People think that self-care is just strictly doing things that are materialistic, like you know, going shopping or just doing your nails or your hair. Like that is just strictly self-care. Self-care ranges from every little piece of activity you could ever think of. If your activity is sitting on your porch in your drawers, if that's relaxing to you, if that stimulates you, if that's what brings you peace, then girl, do it. It doesn't necessarily mean you got to leave your house and be all flashy and do all this extra stuff for self-care. I mean, I know people who like to dress up and do makeup and do their hair and stuff for self-care, and that's fine. But don't ever think that that's your only option. Or also that you're cleansing your energy. Cleanse yourself. We are putting so much pressure on ourselves. We're carrying so much weight from other people's drama, listening to other conversations or listening to podcasts that are like kind of conflicting, and just we put on so much. When we go to work, we're surrounded by different energies that may be rubbing off onto us, and we're feeling drained. When your coworker is constantly complaining to you about stuff, constantly every single day from 9 to 6, you just sitting there listening to complaining. That complaint is going to rub off to you, and you're going to start doing it without even noticing. Make sure you're cleansing yourself. Make sure you're recharging yourself. Make sure that you're resting. Make sure that you're taking care of your temple. Your body is literally your temple. Take care of that temple. Clean your temple. Make sure that your temple is up to par before you allow anybody else around, inside, or near you. Monday motivation, like I really hope this got to a lot of people and made people realize that, you know, it's okay to be a helping hand. It's okay to be a good person. It's okay to, you know, help and give out advice and all of that. But at the same time, you make sure you show up for yourself first before you show up for anybody else and their stuff, their situations, okay? Everybody got to heal themselves at the end of the day. Everybody got to do their own work. They got to do their own, they got to go through their own process, their own journey, all of that. All right. Yes, my angels. I will see you guys next Monday, and thank you for tuning in.